So I bought myself a car from an older gentleman who lives not too far down the road. It's a red 2007 Honda Accord with a little over 170,000 miles on it, a 6-speed manual transmission, 2 big doors, a sunroof, dual exhaust, with a couple bangs, scratches, and dents from unknowing deer wandering the streets, who fortunately or unfortunately stood between the driver's destination and the car. And I asked myself why in that moment the deer had crossed the road, figuring the same would apply for the chicken, and it made me wonder about all the little happenstances in life. Was it the right place, right time? What if I was too early or too late? Either way, I'm left with these damages, and maybe it was at the deer's expense that I was able to buy the car for such a good price. My first time driving was a little rough, stalling way too many times, and I hurt the car unintentionally. I tried my best not to be so harsh, and yet she still followed my every command, tolerating the abuse from her new owner, and against all odds, drove smoothly. With the little taste of what freedom was supposed to be like, I was greeted by the open road in front of me, expected to have everything figured out, and vaguely certain of my destination. As long as I had enough gas and my AC going, I wouldn't mind a few stumbles and wrong turns along the way. And although it's an older car, there was something familiar about it. My grandfather had also owned an Accord, so I had always figured Accords were for old men. And when he was still alive, he would drive down a long driveway and up the big hill, waiting at the stop sign on the corner for my bus to come, so I wouldn't have to walk all the way home after school. And as I sit in my own Accord, watching the warm days fade and feeling the cold nights quietly settle in, I'm reminded of just how much time has gone by. And now that the memories I've made after his passing have grown older than the memories I have had with him, his seat at the head of our table still remains empty in his honor. And I still seem to remember the coins jingling in the cup holders, the candy wrappers long lost under seats, the radio tuned to the 1480 AM Chinese station that would never change, and the distinct smell of his car. My freshman year roommate got me addicted to the 1975. I got bored and made new hobbies. I've won awards, failed exams. People have come, people have gone. Has my discovery of the world blurred my vision, or has the anxiety of adulthood finally caught up to my childish ambitions? But it's really not about cars or money or candy or any of that. I look back on these past 4 years of college as I approach graduation, and somehow remember the colors shining more vividly than they do now, and how the food doesn't quite taste the same as it did, or how the holidays seem to have lost their magic. I find it a little sad to say I felt my adventurous adolescence slip away, watching all of my innocence and naivety dwindle, and the silly things that I used to do for fun seem a little less practical nowadays. But with each passing moment, I force myself to remember, to not let the fine memories become faint remembrances of menial days and countless lost hours, and to not let the hard laughs and hidden tears melt into forgotten feelings. Was I too hasty in buying this car? Should I have waited just a little longer so I didn't have to grow up so quickly? As I drive into the sunset, and it seems like the oceans have risen from the seas and adored the heavens, and their waves shimmering with the reflections of the sleeping sun and the waking moon, I desperately wish for time to stop. But if I was given the chance to do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. Because the VTEC engine sure does go fast, and as my car continues to lurch forward through time, I'm brought along for the ride, and I'm pulled by nostalgia and reminiscence. I'll try glancing at the rearview mirror, catching glimpses of what I had just left behind. But what's the point when the landscape through my windshield blurs into unrecognizable yet beautiful shapes and colors in front of me? As I watch the leaves turn from olive to amber, the hands of time give me a gentle tap on the shoulder, and I wonder how to reshift my focus. The wistful comfort of the past, the mundanity of the present taken for granted, and the uncertainty of the future escapable to no one. But at least now I have my Accord to take me there. So when the day comes when time travel is finally invented, I would go back and tell my younger self, live without regret, keep buying those silly Pokemon cards, savor the long bus rides, and don't grow up so fast. Because even though the nights are long and the weeks pass slowly, the years surely do fly. My next oil change is in 4,481 miles.